Hello, this is Chinatsu Williams for Professor Wright, Sociology 1, uh, Vlog 3. And today's vlog is about the recent coverage of the interview for the Trump's pick for Board of Education, Ms. DeVoe, or DeVoe's, I believe. Um, my opinion on this is I I kind of don't understand how Trump actually picked people of his cabinet. I mean, did he just sit around and throw darts at pictures and go, I pick you, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, choose the straw, or I mean, I could just imagine him at a party and going, yeah, when I'm president, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and it'll be a grand old time. But I don't think he or any other person is really taking seriously the complications of the American people's future. And I say this because of the fact that this woman is over the head of education, makes decisions for either me or you or anyone else watching this video, but she doesn't even understand the definitions of growth and proficiency. She actually needed clarification on the question that was answered. And I don't really think it was a clarification thing, but she really didn't have a complete answer on how she was going to answer that. So maybe it was a stall tactic. Um, Growing up, I really didn't quite understand the difference between a Democrat and a Republican. The only rhetoric that I kept hearing as a youth was, well, Democrats are about the people, Republicans just want the richer to become rich. And I try not to believe what I hear versus what I see and what I do know from experience. But Trump's presidential win is truly ringing that rhetoric in my ear. Specifically because during that interview, Bernie Sanders made it a point to point out the fact that, you know, what are you going to do to make college have free tuition and cost for everyone? which which is a concern of mine, especially as a student trying to complete her degree, and also as a mother who has a child to support and will someday hopefully send to college. What are you going to do to help people like me and my daughter out in the future as far as tuition goes? And she literally says, well, you can't get anything for free. First of all, I have to give it up for Bernie Sanders. He lost, but he's still in the Senate fighting for everyone. He didn't just cower and go on vacation somewhere to play golf. He's actually still sitting in the Senate ring fighting for schooling for both me, my daughter, and any other generations beyond her. So I really have to give it up to him. But number two, she has the audacity to say, well, someone has to pay for this. But yet, as Bernie Sanders mentioned, there's a bill sitting on the floor right now proposing tax cuts for billionaires. But yet, people like me who can barely afford $42 or $46 per unit don't get tax breaks. Maybe we get the child EIC income every year, but really, we spend more than $3,000, $4,000 on our kids anyway. But her attitude towards that question was just so flippant. And I really don't think anyone Trump put into office is really for the people. It really, I all I can do is pray for these 4 years to hopefully pass without a hitch. I can pray that we continue to have a good quality of education. We actually need those taxes to go into schools, because the public school system is suffering. And people like me shouldn't have to say, well, you know what, I'm not going to have more than one kid because I need to be able to afford a quality education for when my children get older. I can only afford one right now. And even, who's to say what's going to happen 18 years from now when she gets older? But the thought that one day tuition might be free would definitely be helpful, especially because we learn in economics your economy can only improve if you have productive people. If many people are stuck in lower skilled wage jobs, how can our economy grow? Because they're not afforded the opportunities to actually go up in the system. I believe everyone has the potential to become white collar and professional if they are afforded the opportunities. But unfortunately, with continued mindsets of Miss DeVoe or anyone in elitist social class, no one can ever escape the boundaries of poverty or uneducation, or I'm sorry, being uneducated, because people like them who believe that everyone should stay in a lower class unless you are already a part of their group. I do apologize for the video running over 3 minutes, but I just kind of got fired up about the whole situation.